The London Stadium is a pretty decent name. I can't lie to you. It's a name that's stuck with us for quite some time now. And we just nickname it the Bowl, albeit affectionately. It's time to give the London Stadium a proper name, in my opinion. And when the stadium first opened, there was a rumour that it could have been sponsored by Tesco. But the Tesco Stadium, every little helps and what have you, but Tesco Stadium just sounds a bit laughable, really, doesn't it? It's not a good name for a football stadium, and West Ham would have been Comedy Central without the television. And then there was a possibility we could have been called Foot Locker Stadium because of Kutinsky's shares. But in the last week or so, a major development has happened with the LLDC. It's been in negotiations for naming rights to be obtained by two major corporations. These corporations are Allianz and, of course, American-based ticketing firm Stagefront. Stagefront's heavily linked with a lot of clubs in Europe, and Allianz, as we know, has sponsorship deals with Juventus and Bayern Munich. If we're getting sponsorship from Allianz, we're with, pretty big giants, in all honesty. You've got us standing on the shoulders of giants, but then we can possibly leapfrog these people because we're going to be that tall. This is exciting news. And if negotiations keep accelerating, we could end up moving away from the days of the London Stadium to the Allianz Stadium. The London Stadium and the wider area was the core epicentre for the 2012 Summer Olympic Games. The stadium itself took over 7 years to build and was part of a sustainability scheme. Olympic committees always want to show how the project can impact generations to come. With this stadium, it was to be used for West Ham United Football Club or even another football team at the time of its opening. The area was to be used for affordable housing, even if you could call it that for London. And the area was mainly going to promote recreational activities. It seems an exciting prospect for a site that's always expanding and part of a project that is, of course, expansive as a result of that. The LLDC says it's not going to talk about any bids that are coming in, but it is trying to listen to the interest from the two main frontrunners. Sport Business, as I'm referring to on my laptop, have said that Allianz and Stagefront are the two frontrunners to get naming rights to West Ham United. Allianz is a financial services provider based in Germany, and Stagefront is a ticketing firm in the United States. Stagefront already has some kind of stake in Europe. It's got naming rights to La Liga side Espanyol, the team which David Moyes managed after he left Manchester United. It means a big cash injection could be coming in. I believe the figure's around £40 million for the naming rights. And West Ham would certainly benefit from having this kind of conglomerate or corporation investing money. It helps to get a lot more stability with the ownership of the stadium. It helps to give the stadium more of an identity. And it means we've got the backing financially, of course. Would I necessarily be against this myself? I did like to give my opinion in these kind of videos. I would actually welcome us being a part of Allianz or the Stagefront Stadium. The Stagefront Stadium sounds quite good in theory. Allianz Stadium sounds even better, if you ask me. It seems like we're going under a bit of a transformation at the club anyway, because we're having the new behind-the-scenes staff. We're also having new naming rights. I know that E20 Stadium LLP has been trying to transform the stadium, but the club itself and the chairman's got to have some major negotiations with the naming of these rights. It could see a big turnover with the club and also money being retained back as a result of this. Now, I'm very happy that we're trying to get some kind of identity within the stadium, to be honest with you. And as I look at my notes, There's been no time frame for negotiations. But there could have been something done last year about this. It just never came into anything at the time. But things have accelerated very quickly. It's worth noting these negotiations have been going on for a while. And things have gotten a lot more fast-paced. They've catalyzed, if you want me to use that term. West Ham's cash injection would help to redevelop a lot of parts of the club. It would redevelop the training facilities. It would redevelop the brand of the club. We do need to work on that maybe a little bit. It will certainly help out in the long run. You've got that long-term security as well. Bayern Munich's got a lot of security with Allianz sponsoring its stadium. So does Juventus. And these are two clubs that are generating several billions, in all honesty. West Ham is a football club that's worth close to £1 billion, according to a Forbes rich list. So imagine if this money comes in, we're going to be worth over that 1 billion mark at the very minimum. And honestly, I would love this at my club. I really, really would. Seems like a lot more sincerity is going into these kinds of things. Negotiations will take place. There's a lot of financial jargon going along with it, but it would give us naming rights that we can use in the long term, and it would reap a lot of benefits. Just pray the companies don't go bust, though. That's the most important thing.